Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing? This is Coach D in the D sector. Hope everybody is having a good morning today on this good Monday morning. Wanted to kind of talk to everybody from the sectors that I'm involved in. Shout out to the Umar Johnson sector, the sector. Shout out to the manosphere, the black sector, the beef sector. People who are watching, coming in. Wanted to have a brief little conversation, brief little live stream with you all to kind of talk about the channel. What's up, DeFraud? He said, "Oh snap, you back? You goddamn right, I'm back. The Godfather is back. Coach D, Coach D is here once again, man. Coach D." So, man, listen, I'm gonna have this is not gonna be a really long live stream. Unlike some people, I don't have to go live 6-7 hours to get views. I can do an hour and a half. I can do a 30-45 minute. I ain't gotta go 7 goddamn hours with people talking and running their goddamn. I got shit to do. I ain't got 7 hours to burn. Like other people. And things like that. So um, I have more important things to do. I have priorities. Like I'm not burning 7 hours on a Sunday, 6 hours on a Friday. 5 hours on a Saturday. No. But let's get back to this. So, Coach D, I've been thinking, man. You know, the channel started off as a dating channel. Okay, it was cool, man. The dating channel was the dating channel was the shit, man. Like it was building, and the reason why I stopped doing the dating content is because of the interviews, man. The interviews were killing me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Setting up them goddamn interviews were difficult, time consuming. It was more time consuming than me creating 5 to 8 minute videos. I didn't do a lot of live streaming on this channel, and I will not do a lot of live streaming on the Coach D Darrell sector channel. I'm not. I'm gonna do mostly uploads. I am gonna do some where I may upload some pre-recorded content, premieres, things like that, and I will review it with you, and we can evaluate the content together. Okay. However, I will not go live um, 2 or 3 or more times a week on a weekly basis. The most you may get out of me live streaming is maybe once a week, max two times a week. I'm gonna have to put this channel back in the algorithm by doing a bunch of dating related content. Dating related content. I gotta put in a bunch of content to kind of cement myself back into that algorithm, and then I'm also gonna have to stop the all of the Umar content. I'm gonna put it in a playlist so that people can watch that. Okay. Um, Once I get the 500 subscribers, which I was on my way to that, I got like 240. I can get back. I think I can get another 200 within another couple of months, a month or so. And then what I'll do is I'll put all that Umar content in a membership, and I'm strictly going to have the dating content. What's up, Ellie Speaks? How you doing? See the frauding up in here. So yeah, so I'm kind of talking about that. But give me 1 second, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm back. So yeah, so I'm gonna definitely get back to doing that type of content. In my opinion, it's more meaningful content. It's content that people want to hear. Here you go. I see Ellie said I was hoping that Darrell would talk about narcissism in various forms someday. Oh, I could do that. I can definitely do that. I can also talk about that as it relates to dating. I think I've done maybe one video on dating a narcissist. I think. Oh, thank you. All right, that's everything. Okay. So I can definitely talk about that amongst others because there are people dating all types of people that they're not aware of, not just someone who's a narcissist, which is very rare. Um, there are people who have basically narcissistic traits, not necessarily full blown narcissism, and I can talk about that in detail. But with that being said, I'm gonna get back to doing the content, man, and I'm gonna talk about why. I'm gonna briefly talk about why I made that decision. Okay, so and defraud, you can you can you can second this. Okay, so one of the ways you can detour dealing with a lot of the BS that happens in the sector, even though this channel is just not for the sector, but when you create other content that has people talking, you don't have to focus on the bullshit that goes on. Okay. And, you know, talking about other things, focusing on other things that don't involve somebody getting hurt in real life, focusing on evil people is not the way to go. Okay. It's not the way to go. And it's not entertaining. When I dropped those videos, people in the sector were reviewing my videos. You know why they were reviewing my videos? Because I was creating content. You know, I was actually creating content, real content, and they wasn't. So because they were not creating enough to create their own content, I became the content once again. Like it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. Listen, um, we need more things to talk about, more things to relate to. Like we getting back to the dating relationship stuff. We need to create some new conversations. I'm getting back to the dating content on this channel. Uh, I'm going to still talk about Umar related stuff, Umar sector related stuff at a minimum. What's up, Turn Up TV? How you doing? But I'm going live because on this channel, and I know this channel is not the more popular channel. Like the other channel, the D Darrell live channel, if I was going live would have, 20, 30 more people right now starting off. And I get that. But we gotta start somewhere. Okay. I gotta start somewhere with this. And what I want to do, guys, what I want to do is get back into doing the dating content. It's more fun. You get to see different people. I have my little interviews. Um, I mean, it to me just had way more things you can review and talk about, discuss, create new conversations. And yes, I know, this sector, you got people who are married, you got 40, 50-year-old people that ain't got a date. You got people who gay for pay. You got people who are, celibate. You got incels. You got all of these different. You got a little bit of everything. So talking about dating sometimes may rub some people that are not dating and don't have a relationship or not married or just doing you the wrong way. Shit may rub people the wrong way. But what I will do, this is a definite, I will be reviewing sector love stories, sector relationship kerfuffles. Yeah. See, why can't we talk about Andrew Michelle Stewart lack of getting a man? The fact that she flirted with Conscious Energy, couldn't get him. She flirted with Andrew Michelle Stewart flirted with Pillsbury, couldn't get him. And then she was flirting with Uncle Al. And Uncle Al was like, I'm trying to get in it. And you want to talk about sector stuff. Man, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. When Al said she had nightmares of D. Durrell murdering her, I can't even talk to you all what kind of issues that is. I cannot talk to you about that because of my profession. That's a problem. Okay? Yes. Had dreams of this lady tried to date 3 black men and was 0-3. Now, this is a dating show. We got to talk about that. We have to talk about the Carrie Ann, and shout out to Carrie, even though I know she's not in the sector anymore. She's taking a break. And Photon. Talk about a serious discussion about that relationship. Okay? We need to talk about that. You know? We need to talk about, you know, we need to talk about Kip having extracurricular activities with money to burn. Why not talk about that? Yeah, Turn Up TV. Uncle Al said she had nightmares of me murdering her. We need to talk about that. Why can't we talk about pills kerfuffles with Lady Snoop and what's her name? Whatever the chick name in the beef. I can't even say her name right. The other girl that was married. That's a kerfuffle. Yeah, why can't we talk about that? Why can't we talk about For the Love of Verla? Why can't we talk about these relationships? Why can't we talk about Stargate and her relationships and her relationships with Ankh, flirting with other men, her past in the pro-black sector, Professor Brother X, her long-term relationship that went left. He left her for another woman. I mean, why can't we talk about these relationships? I think the dating channel needs to touch on these issues. Why can't we? Why can't we talk about Conscious Energy making his wife mad and she threw something at his ass? Why can't we talk about dating, relationships, marriage? And then I know what y'all saying with D. Durrell. Well, what about you, D. Durrell? Why can't we talk about your kerfuffle, what you had going on? Okay. Y'all already talk about it. Y'all, every time I get on the panel and I start roasting or saying some shit, y'all find it, but then y'all to bring it out your ass, to bring it up, like y'all consistently bring the shit up. So y'all already talk about that every time you get a chance. Why can't we talk about Hoodie? Hoodie kerfuffle with his wife. Why can't we talk about that? Isn't that like dating content, relationship content? Come on. We could talk about. I could talk about that, and I'm gonna talk about that, and amongst other things. This is going to be a dating related channel. We're gonna talk about that. We could talk about Married people flirting in the sector, meetups, single people meeting up, having a little rendezvous and all that shit. Yeah, why not? Let's talk about G Gates trying to put his sister out there for the Godfather, for the taking of the Godfather. Coach D, come on now. Yeah, Miss Shay, who pretty by the way. Why can't we talk about these things? Like, yeah, man, I'm making, like, it's time to do some content, man. Look, I ain't this. I'm waiting on you to see if I can take your job shit. Ain't hitting, man. It ain't. Um, it ain't my cup of tea. The front side is getting spicy. Look, man, we're gonna talk about this. Why can't we talk about um Shaquem Harris and Donald Winter's love story? Why can't we talk about that love story? Why can't we talk about the fact that they went on a date and they gave each other fellatio? Why can't we talk about that? And let's talk about dating a person on the DL. Why can't we talk about this type of content? I think it is appropriate for us to talk about dating related content. Yeah, at the busy bed, the busy bee. At the busy bee. Now, he went down, 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 down for it. I want my snacky snack. Kid went down, 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 down. Hey, man, we need to change this shit up, man. We need to change this shit up. Like, we need to change this shit up. We need to, I'm pivoting, man. We need to pivot. I'm going to talk about these relationships. Let's talk about these alleged, so quote unquote meetups, people flirting offline. I'm going to be honest with you guys. D. Durrell has been a bad boy in the sector. And I'm gonna be honest, regardless of all that you like, listen, I know I was outed out and information came out, but the shit was more character related than real life. I'm just gonna put it like that, And then I'm also gonna talk about the whole situation with relationships. Fuck love, yeah. Fuck love. I'm gonna talk about that shit. How important is love? Fuck love. I'm gonna do some fuck love content. Like, how important is it? People get married, they want everything except love. I want your retirement. I want your 401k, your pension. We're gonna split up that savings account. Okay. All of that shit. Yeah, you're right. Turn up TV. You gotta have experience to be considered an expert. So your relationship situation, good or bad, could definitely become a learning experience. Yeah, my shit was a learning and learning experiences that I should have never got my ass involved in. By the way, all that shit could have easily been fucking avoided, but it wasn't. But that's okay. That's okay. We gonna talk about this dating shit. Yeah, Ellie speaks. I was talking about that heavy, man. Like, we need to talk about Ellie Speak said, not fuck love, it's vital, but so is that 401k. We gonna talk about fuck love. Look, man, because I'm gonna tell y'all, man, people these days, man, this society we live in, we got some selfish motherfuckers. We have some selfish ass people that are marrying and in relationships to take advantage of people. And that's true. I'm back. Look, I'm saying this, man. So I'm going to talk about relationships and dating as a whole in general, and I'm going to talk about the toxic relationship between Rev G and Andrew Michelle Stewart. Is Rev G relationship more with Andrew Michelle Stewart more important than his wife? We need to surgically look at this dynamic. This is content. Coach D will give his analysis. I think this needs to be talked about. Like, seriously. We need to talk about this in detail. Like, we need to explore people valuing online relationships more than their own marriage. See, I put shit in perspective. Like, dealing with me, you already know what it is. You already know it ain't no secret. Hey, it's what it is. Don't get it twisted. Come on now. This this is what we doing. Now, of course, when you get in the D-Derail experience, you can get a little sidetracked a little bit. That happens. As we all know, that can happen. L Speak said gold digging men on the rise is not just women. You want an Ellie? Okay. The reason why gold digging men is on the rise, I can explain to you. Matter of fact, that may be a good topic. Why is gold digging men on the rise? The reason why gold digging men is on the rise because there's so many women. You know how they talk about men leading with they wallet? There's women leading with their wallet. L, there are women who are actually leading. Women used to lead with their beauty, the essence of femininity, that tactfulness, damsel in distress, shit like that. Nah, not women like, I make six figures. I got my own house. I got this, I got that. This is what I got. This is my value. So what boss women don't understand is that boss women don't attract other boss men. Boss women attract younger, more attractive men who broke, and who are not accomplished. That's what boss women attract, particularly those that lead with their money. So yes, it is. It's on the rise. It's on the rise because women leading with their money, with their purse, is on the rise. That's the reason, baby. You know what? And Ellie, I'm gonna make note of that because that's gonna be a topic that I'm gonna have to dig into. Gold digging men on the rise. Gold digging men on the rise. Matter of fact, Turn Up TV, you was accused of trying to do. You remember they had a lady that was in the sector talking about you. You was trying to get that money out of her. They said, remember she went live talking about they said Ghost was trying to finesse somebody out their purse. Look, man, it's true. Look, man, I'm just being honest on what it is. But I want to get back to the content. We're gonna talk about relationships. We're gonna talk about the dating shit. We're gonna talk about marriages in the sector, dating in the sector, relationships, the flirting. I mean, we had tons of people flirting and all of that. Had fun. Yeah, it goes laughing. Yeah, man. Shit. Niggas talking about, she talking about you trying to get the bag out for her and shit. Yeah, man. Like, let's do this shit. We need to start having these discussions, man. Like, we need to, this conversation need to change from niggas talking about um I'm going to the courthouse. I'm going to the CIA and all this crazy ass shit, man. We need to change the goddamn conversation. Shit, we could talk about Shakim and Nikki. We could talk about Shakim. I mean, we could talk about Nikki and that's when I knew Shakim was gay. That Now forget everything he said when that nigga stayed at Nikki, big juicy booty Nikki. And Nikki got a nice plump ass, by the way, guys. She got a some nice basketballs on both sides. Um, when you went and stayed with that woman for 3 days and you ain't try to hit one day, I don't give a damn if she was married or not. Ain't no straight man gonna lay up in a house with a woman like that got a booty like Nikki, and you ain't make no innuendos about getting in that. I'm sorry. And then she made comments. She shot the shot first. Tilda talking about, ooh, I like that print. That let me know where her mind was at. Right? For her to make that comment, she was letting you know what it was. And that Negro ignored it. I'm sorry. If I was him, I would have made another comment about her, would have grabbed that ass, and it would have been off to the bedroom. As soon as I walked through the door, we going right to it. Soon as she would have said something, oh, I like that print. I'm like, yeah, I like them titties and I like that ass. You know, slap that ass. We would have been right to that room. That would have been the motherfucking content. Yeah, nigga was wrestling with Lemon. That nigga was up there wrestling with Lemon, laughing and giggling. He was having a time of his life. That nigga really was having the time of his life. I mean, it was almost like he was free. They were free. And so the shit was funny as hell, man. Yeah, it does, man. Social media got people less fucking social media got people less, communicative. Like they not, the whole thing of casually cold calling people and cold approaching and all that shit. Dating apps killing that. You got dating apps, you ain't gotta go up and why people not cold approaching? It's two things, man. Men not cold approaching because how women act when they let your ass down. It ain't that men can't accept rejection. There's that a lot of women, and I'm speaking in black women in general. Y'all could be very fucking nasty and disrespectful in giving rejection, rolling your eyes, looking like, oh no, you didn't, and all this other shit, saying crazy shit, laughing in somebody's face, telling them they need to come correct. When all you got to do is go on a dating app, talk about yourself, put your picture up, and women that are interested in you are going to reply to your dating app. Going to reply to your picture. That's it. So why should we? And the thing about it, women are more afraid of those type. No, I'm not dating. I'm not blaming women. No, baby. Not blaming women. I'm saying that women are. You have to have partial blame of that because most women are not disrespectful like that in rejection. But let's not act like that's not any truth to that. A lot of this is men who just don't have high enough self-esteem. Illy saying, nah, men used to use men too used to computer screens, so no skills to. But see that this is the question, Ill speak. Why should you have to have skills just to simply show a lady interest? See, that's the issue. Why does see when you talk like that, when you tell men they have to do all of that, this is when all the lying and the posing comes into play. This is why men created game. All game is an embellishment of oneself to impress somebody to show interest in them. Why can't a man just simply be themselves, introduce themselves respectfully, and you can say yay or nay? Nah, nigga gotta come up with slick ass compliments to say, dress, I mean, I get you want to dress and smell good and all that shit. I get that. Um, you gotta say little things and show interest in shit that you ain't really interested in. Lying, saying you do this and that. Speak a certain way. Say a joke to make a laugh. That's a lot. That's a lot. So what ends up happening, is that the men who are actually good men, who are just not good at picking up women, are being shut out of the goddamn process. There are men who are good men who just not good pickup artists. They're just not good at cold approaching. They're not, but those are good men. And so in American culture, and I feel in American society and in culture as it relates to dating, there's too much emphasis placed on how you approach and meet people initially. Too much. Too much emphasis on that. And there's not enough emphasis on you long term interacting with somebody long term for something that, can be more beneficial. Because all we're doing is creating situations. It's just men and women where you're creating yourself in a certain way. And over time, when somebody learns about who you really are, they're no longer interested in you. Yes, men do have anxiety. Men and women, we're human. Having anxiety is a norm. Is not normal, but it's a. I'm not going to say it's within a normal range of dealing with uncertainty in your life. So yeah, they get anxiety. I don't. I can understand men getting anxiety. I mean, women get anxiety. Just because we are men don't mean we can't have anxiety. I mean, so that's an issue. Like, because I'm telling women keep saying there's not enough good black men, not enough men. Okay. Well, part of changing that is that the good men who are basically X'd out of the marketplace, we need to make those men available for you. And just because a man is not good at dating etiquette doesn't mean he's a good man. We got tons of men who are, you know, gainfully employed, educated, financially secure, good men who believe in monogamy, good men who have a good value system, will love you, care for you, but they're just not the best at the communication game of meeting somebody. Now, I'm not talking about communication in a relationship, because see, that's the difference. Communicating to convince you to date them. They're just not good at that area. These are the men that women are missing out on, because he ain't smooth. Okay, name me one person, name me one woman that said my man being smooth is the reason why we've been married for 15, 20 years. Name me one woman that said my husband got game. That's why we've been together for 15, 25 years, because he got game. Nope. Name me one woman who claimed We've been together for 30 years because my husband got style and swag. He got style and swag. Okay. Okay. And so that means what? This is the reality of dating. Okay. We're Xing out. We are basically killing the market because we put too much emphasis on that initial interaction, shooting the shot, having game. All you're doing, what women are doing, L, and I want you to hear me out, L, because we're gonna have some conversations on this, L. What we're doing is you're creating the men who are the most verbally tactful, good liars, manipulators, those who have narcissism, as you wanted to talk about. Those are the men that can become more successful because that's the environment. That's what the environment improved in order for them to evolve into men that can get dates. These men are not being themselves. Most of them are not. And I'm one. When I was younger, yeah, I lied to get in the draws. I'm going to be the first one to tell you. I lied like in my early 20s, 18, 19, 20s, high school. You goddamn right I was lying and embellishing and saying all kind of shit to get that. Yeah, I was telling women, I was saying I was lying, talking about I love you. I was lying, talking about we're gonna do. I lied my ass off to get sex with women. You damn right I did, cause that's what y'all wanted. Now as I became mature, I stopped doing that shit. I said fuck all of that. This is who I am. I feel like me, the baseline of me is good enough. I'm not running behind you. I'm not doing all this extra shit. I'm until we can build that up over time. But yeah, I'm not generalizing, L. I'm being real. Women, the men who are good at lying, who got the gift of gab just to talk your ass and filibuster you out of your panties. Those are the men, for the most part, who are now. I'm not saying they're getting the best quality of women, and I'm not saying the women is getting the best quality of men. What I want to bring to light, L, is that there are men who are not highly operational in that domain who have difficult times getting a date. Those men should be the men who should be getting the most dates. There's a fragment of that population that, again, they have all the check boxes. They're not bad looking. They're in good shape, good health, gainfully employed, responsible leaders. They just ain't the best at finessing you out the pennies. I'm just being honest. And I'm speaking very raw right now for a reason. Okay? I'm doing that for a reason. And the men who are, I got, I'm fresh with my Gucci wear on, from the head down, got my nice jewelry, I'm smelling good, looking good. I got a a Mazda, I got a nice luxury vehicle I can't afford. I can barely fucking afford. I got a nice little penthouse that I can barely fucking afford. Yeah, knowing I got all of this making $40,000 a year, but I'm gonna look fresh, and I'm gonna look like I got money, okay? Because that's what the women like, and a lot of women are attracted to that. I'm saying this in a general sense, because this is the mindset of the men who get all the women. Okay? This is the mindset. Okay? As opposed to the man who making, 75 to 100,000, he ain't living in a bachelor's pad. This nigga living in a place that costs like 13, 14, nice little regular looking apartment. Or let's just say he got a nice little 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, little modest home. Okay. He driving a Toyota Camry, a 2020, a 2015 Toyota. It's 10 years and paid for, right? Build up this portfolio. He has a retirement fund. He got a brokerage account, right? Got all of that. What else he got? He has all kinds of investments, stock, bonds. He own land. He got a couple of rental properties, modest looking rental properties, making a good little stream of income. Okay? Don't wear jewelry. Nothing at all. He shop at Target to get his clothes. Basic everything. But that's the ideal man that you really want. He just ain't good at, approaching and finessing. So that's where I'm coming from. I mess with Target too. But the reason why I said Target, because I'm not talking about, going to a shopping mall. I'm not saying somebody's going to Men's Warehouse. They're not going to the goddamn Louis store, the Gucci store. They're not going to the Versace store. They're not going to Dillard's. They're not going to Macy's. I'm just naming. Yeah, I'll drop the link. We need to talk about this, man. We should talk about this. Like seriously, why not? Why can't we not talk about these things? Have these conversations? Trying to there you go. Damn, come on. Why this thing ain't letting me drink? I'm trying to send the link out, man. This phone is bugging. There you go. Okay, so anybody want to get the link, I can get the link. And so we having these conversations. These men, and I see these men all the time in therapy. These men come in here, my love, I don't understand. I'm a manager at Costco. I make $115,000 a year. I got my own everything, very little debt. I don't owe anybody nothing. Got my own everything. I have no kids. I'm financially secure. Okay? And no woman want to date me. Nobody want to date me. I have a hard time meeting women. Like, yeah. And then you got a Negro coming to me. I make 35,000. How many kids you got? I got 3 kids for 3 different women. I got 2 women I'm messing with right now on the side. Yeah, Negro got some fresh J's. He got some fresh J's on. Got the nice jeans and shit. You got nice shirts. Got some goddamn jewelry on. Nice ring or the necklaces. Fresh cut, trimmed up beard. You know, glistening jewelry, glistening and shit with the sun. Nice, nice cologne, Usher cologne. Yeah. And this Negro got 3 women for three kids for 3 different women. 2 other women on the side that he's smashing for recreation, right? And he talking about his life already. So he coming to me talking about his life already. Yeah. So I think that when women talk about standards, I would never tell anybody to lower their standards. What I'm gonna tell someone to do is to reevaluate your standards, whether or not these standards are realistic or not. Okay. And based on where you at in life, you may need to adjust that a little bit. And every man ain't gonna come with everything at once. Some men work up to those standards. You want a ready packaged man? That shit ain't happening. Like that's just the reality. What's up, TC?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. What's up, player?
Nah, man. I got grown son and teenage sons. I was literally just having this conversation with a few days
Oh,
ago.
really? You got
Yeah,
to, man. As a father, you do.
yeah, but see, people like our age or older, I say anywhere over like 35, you should really have check like checked and standards or whatnot,
Right?
because it's really kind of too late for us to start from the beginning. But the younger men, yeah, y'all should definitely y'all options open. One,
Yeah,
because
of course.
you don't know where certain people is going to be at your age 2 or 3
In
years
five,
from
ten
now.
years. That's
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
true.
You could meet a
That's true.
woman right now that's focused, you know looking, building up their career, so forth and so on, and next thing you know, she just say, you know what, I'm gonna just be a stay-at-home mother.
Right?
And it's like, all right, you had career, cooking, cleaning, you had all this stuff that you wanted because you felt as though that was going to be the perfect woman for you. But here it is, you want a woman that cooks and cleans all day, and 5, 10 years from now, she's so into her career that she she wants nothing to do with that. So I mean, once a woman reaches a certain age, you're gonna, when she really finds herself, that's when you're gonna know like who she is. But when you're younger, like my oldest son, he's like what, 24. Yeah, dude, a woman got so much life to live. You probably won't even recognize that person when she's 30.
Oh yeah, maybe totally different. And that's why I tell people like young people, man, you shouldn't even be thinking about serious relationships and marriage until you in your mid to late 20s.
Exactly.
Because the
Exactly.
time and man, listen, man, I had this conversation with my daughter, with my youngest daughter. Man, listen, I told her what you think is good at 18, when you 21, 22, you no longer want that.
Right.
And you
Right.
know what? About a year ago, we had that conversation. When she came to
Right.
me and said I was right, she said like, but when like the kind of guy I was dating out of high school and stuff, she said she wouldn't dare date a guy like that. You
Right. Right. And
know
that's
what I'm
that,
saying?
yeah, and that's the part that scares me when I hear young cats talk like that. Like, what you mean? Like, you should be like a real free spirit around that age. You should be, nothing too extreme. It don't have to be. If it's too extreme, even at that age, yeah, don't go for it. But to have these checklists of, oh, I got to find a perfect woman at 19, 20, 21, like, bro, that's not
No,
reality.
now, and see, this is another thing people don't account for. Let's say, and this is something that a lot of women who marry who are unhappy with wealthy men that they marry
Hmm.
and so forth, but they chasing the bag, they
Hmm.
find out that lifestyle ain't as what. Yeah, you got all this money, but you don't like the lifestyle and the man you marry. You
Right,
know, because
right,
what comes with that? There's certain things come with that type of man that you ain't willing to do and deal with.
exactly,
Like that
exactly.
shit. There's things that come with that. Not only that, but a lot of women can't deal with when you deal with these men that quote unquote have all the check boxes. Other women throwing it at them.
Right,
You think other women ain't noticing that? So then you
right,
got to
right,
deal with that.
right. And you know what? That's why, again, that's why a lot, when you see a lot of these wealthy men, they recycle in the same chick because that chick is already vetted and pretty much used to that lifestyle. Like
Right,
I think we brought up the girl Larsa Pippen, Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
right,
You
right,
know, she's with another, like, I guess, a baseball player now. And I said, well, not any woman could be married to a baseball player. You know what I'm saying? She already got
nope,
experience in dating athletes and dating rich men who, like you said, get women thrown at them all day from all over the country. You know what I'm
right,
saying? She
all
know
the
how to
time.
handle. She know how to handle that situation. Either she's gonna, keep her mouth shut, get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, still
Right,
play the good wife in public, and whatever problems y'all got behind closed doors, you never know. She probably lets her husband, have these outside relationships as long as he doesn't, cross certain boundaries.
right, right, exactly. There's certain things she willing to deal with that like fidelity, not the most important thing. Like some women, that's the end all be all. If you fuck up, that's it. Like you can't. You trying to date men like that? Oh, they gonna do some things.
Yeah.
If you ain't got that kind of mindset to know that they traveling a lot throughout the country, throughout the world, you think he ain't gonna slip up sometime?
All day.
That's just that ain't even realistic, man. Like
Right.
if you got that mind, you should love me no matter what. Just man, look, okay. Nobody's
Yeah.
trying to say you ain't whatever. And I don't mean the man don't care about you. Don't and look. It's just the fact that the hand that he dealt ain't the hand that every other man dealt. And when you
Exactly.
got a lot of temptations, you know, very few men are going to bypass those temptations all the time.
And,
Very
and
few.
that's and that's why when you brought up that point earlier, you said, what's that? Some type of guys on the rise. Man, what's that? What did you say earlier? You said something about women leading with their wallet.
Oh yeah, yeah. Women leading with they attract men who
Right.
that
But
that,
you
that
said you said some
that
type of
not as
man is on the
accomplished as.
rise. The guy
I may
that
have forgot what I.
yeah, it was probably it was along the lines of, the guy that's, getting taken care of by a woman is on the rise. That's really not the men's fault. That's the women, because the women want that kept man. I'm dude. They want
Right,
that kept guy that's gonna just sit around, not do much, play video games, and you know not go nowhere. Because they don't want their man being so successful that everywhere he go, women is all over. They dealt with that already probably. So now they just want a regular cat that, you know, don't do much, don't have much, and they're willing
and
to
they
go
can
out there.
control them, and they
Right.
can
And they
control them.
They can control, exactly, hold something over their head. Like, look, if I get rid of you, you're gonna be homeless. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
yeah,
right,
they look. It's women out there that's looking for that type of dude, just because they can't handle a guy that's successful, that got something going for himself. Because before they know it, they can't handle that competition. So that's
right.
why that man is on the rise.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. The man, the gold, she's the gold digging man. She's
Yeah, the gold
Ellie was
digging
speaking
man.
of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
why he's
gold.
on the rise, and
That's the reason
it's
why.
not her fault.
When you leading, talking about I'm a boss chick, I got these degrees and I got all this money and I got this. You're not the men who are on your level and above don't want you.
Right, right,
Because they don't because what women, a lot of women like that don't understand is that men don't value the same things women value. We
right.
looking at totally different shit. Like men like that got money ain't don't care about what kind of money you got and all that.
Exactly.
They looking at how you can handle home, how you can, carry yourself. They're not looking at,
Right.
well, I got a million and you got a million. Nah, man, no
Yeah.
man worrying about no
'Cause-
other woman. Men don't worry about what women got financially like that. Man, I've never dated a woman in my life and I'm worried about whether she got money or not. I've
right.
never dated. That
Because
ain't
that
even never.
turns into
That never
competition.
crossed my mind.
Yeah. Because now it's like she's trying to compete with you. Who's the biggest? You know, y-
Nobody
most,
wants that.
yeah. Every man that has success with them, they got an ego. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You don't want nobody trying to, and it's just the reality of it. You don't want nobody trying to really match your ego and think that they're like, above you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you like, whoa, I'm the man here. You know what I'm saying? But again, you got women out here that like you said, they the boss of this, they got their own money, woo, woo, wah, wah, wah. When if they find another successful man, they start feeling inferior to him. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because that whole independent and I don't need a man, you know, a real man's not trying to hear that. He's not like what
And
he
see, that's
like.
the thing, man. Dating, and see, the last place a man want to compete with is his woman.
Right,
Nobody, nobody want to compete. Like, why would I want to compete with my own woman? A
right,
relationship is not a competition, man. Like, look, nobody like to me. Listen, when to me, and I also gotta make this be known because you look on the internet, man, they act like all these boss chicks they popping up out of nowhere. Man, listen. Uh, that is not true, man. That's just some internet stuff, man. It's not that many women making it like that.
right,
It's not. It's really, especially in black women, it's really not. They may look like they got a lot of money, but when you really look at it, they don't really got the money like that. There are there are more black women who are getting advanced degrees, and there is a lot.
right,
But
right. They're
I'm
very
talking about,
educated.
yeah. But when you look at the total population, I'm talking 25, 23 million black women. I guarantee you, you look at the statistics of it, less than 5% of those women make over $100,000. And I know this for a fact because I've seen the statistics. It's about 3 to 4% make that kind of money. That's it.
Hmm.
So what about the other 96%?
But again, right? Even if you do run across a woman, if her mentality is she's greater than everything and everybody, it's not gonna that's not gonna work with a real man. You know what I'm
No, it's
saying?
not.
It's really not. You know what I mean? Because any real man wants a woman to cater, not wait on them hand and foot, but they want a woman that's going to cater to them and in most settings defer to him, let
Right.
the man be in charge. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? When you got a woman that thinking that she's going to be in charge of everything including you, yeah, only relationship that's going to work for her is a sucker. That's the only thing. That's the
That's
only.
it. That's why I said that's the man that they attracting dudes that number one, just like we talked about, they got a slick tongue.
Mhm.
They in good shape. They show all the aesthetics. They got everything like that because they know those type of women are attracted to those type of men.
Right.
They not average looking. Those men spot out a bag a mile away,
Mm-hmm.
and they willing to do and say whatever it takes to tell them how great they are. Tell them, oh, you a boss chick. You running shit. You got these men. You competing with, feeding their ego and fucking them good. And then, but before you know it, they living up. They got the credit cards. You done bought them a new a new Beamer and all this
Right,
shit.
right.
And all of this, and then you know what ended up happening? Once he done got everything he got, or he done got what he need to get to the next level of his life, he out.
Right, right. You basically putting them in position. That's all you doing.
Yeah, so putting him in position to get his shit together, get his finances right, or once he gets like make a nice career move that you basically paid for, he
Uh-huh.
out.
He
He
out.
out. He is out because you know why? Number one, he wasn't really all that attracted to you. Uh, you really was hard to deal with. He put up with a lot of shit because of what he was trying to do. The shit wasn't genuine. It was all a game. It was all game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
And,
then
and, and,
and then
no.
once he get what he out. Like you looking crazy. Like, well, damn, I did this for you, and I did. Yeah, and
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much
what
got what
other
you asked
reason you
for.
thought you thought he was with you because you was beautiful and he had good sex and you was nice and nurturing and all this other shit? No, you was out working 80 hours a week and coming
Mm-hmm.
home waiting on him to cook for you and all that shit.
Right. Right.
You thought he was with you because of that?
Right. And it's crazy because it's almost like, all right, you really got what you was looking for, but it almost seems as if, a lot of these women put aside, you know, what they're supposed to be doing into this whole mentality of, becoming this boss chick. And don't get it twisted, I'm all for a woman, being successful,
Me
and,
too.
and
I
yeah,
am too.
but the mentality that comes with it, that's the part that they got to shake. They got to shake that whole mentality that come with it of, they they the boss, like, or they real bossy and just outlandishly cocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they could shake that, then we wouldn't. It really wouldn't be an issue. You know what I'm saying?
See,
If
if
you
they
make
were
more or
smart,
make less.
see if they were smart, they'll look at what white women do. It's
Hmm.
not too many times I'm gonna quote. Well, because see, you notice rich white women get married. Rich white women don't have these problems,
Right.
and it's not because it's more richer white men. You know what those rich white women do that do whatever? Once they position themselves with a certain type of man, they get out the game.
Right. Right.
They don't stay there for 20. They don't stay working for no company no 20, 30 fucking years.
Right.
Nah, they once they climb up a certain place and then they cement themselves with whomever, they out. Especially if the kids um are school age and all that shit, they
Right.
out. They
They out.
gone. They
They
out.
they find themselves a hobby, whether it's, gardening in the back, or,
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
exactly.
Yeah, and that goes what I said earlier. I said, yo, you might meet a woman in her early 20s that's all about her career, but like I said, when she get 30, 35, she's a housewife. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And that's what, again, that's exactly how you just described it. You know what I'm saying? She
right.
got in it, she got in a certain room, she brushed, with certain elbows, with certain type men. She fell for one of them, and now she out the game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They out.
but she could always go back to it too, though. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? She could always, like, listen, the relationship ain't work out. All right, I'm gonna go back to being an account manager or human resource, whatever that they was doing with their career. They could always go back
Until
to
she
it.
find another man. That's right. And then
Right.
she gonna be out again.
Right. But at the end of the day, she knew, all right, I'm this man's wife now. So
Right.
I can't just be, taking on all these business meetings all times of the day, all times of the night. I got kids at home I need to take care of.
See,
You know what I'm
this is the
saying?
thing, man. Um, a lot of women that claim, or even men that want a certain type of man or woman, they don't understand what that. Can you deal with the lifestyle? Like if you dating a guy that make $10 million plus or whatever, he's not gonna be that available to you. He's not gonna be that. You're not sitting home with him 20 hours a week
Right.
chilling. That ain't happening. You may get one good week. You may get one good day. Or maybe on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever, where y'all can chill and have a day together. The rest of that week, he coming home 8, 9, 10 at night, up for maybe a few hours, and he going right back to sleep.
Right.
That. See, a lot of women can't do that. They
No, a
want
lot of them
time to go
can't.
do stuff together. They want to hang. Like it's certain things when you date men like that. This is what that lifestyle is gonna look like. Or sometimes he may be flying out, won't be home for 2 weeks.
Right. But here's the thing though, D, right? Because, let's be fair. As the man, right? You gotta consider the fact of, what time you spending at home with your wife. Is she gonna start exploring her options and start, seeking
Right,
attention from other men? You know what I'm saying? It's either way, it's a double-edged sword.
right,
Either way, there's pros and cons to this. I'm a
right,
successful man. Yeah, I got the housewife, but like you said, I might only be home 20 hours out of the week.
right.
You know what
If
I'm
that,
saying?
right,
If that, if that. So meantime, in between time, what is my wife doing? Besides, after a few years, that could become boring to her. And before you know it, she's sleeping with the gardener. She's sleeping with
exactly.
the Amazon
Sleeping with the
driver.
gardener, somebody at the country club or some shit,
Right.
some little guy the waiter and shit like that.
Right. Some old goofy shit.
And
You know
you
what I'm saying?
notice, man, the women who do that, and the men too. Notice they always deal with the help. There's
Right.
always the help.
Always the help. The security guard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, again, like you gotta all these box check-ins and all this, man, that's all nonsense, man. You got to find who's right for you at the end of the day. Who's right for you, who's going to be loyal to you, who's going to understand. Some women out here will understand the fact, like, oh, my man, he going on. You might ask him, like, yo, can I take you going on the business, you going down south? Can I come with you? You know what I'm saying? Spend some time with you. We can make a vacation out of it, whatever. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
And if you cool, but then again, that might be that dude's playtime for him to, do him. He might got a whole female in Atlanta or in Miami. You know what I'm saying? That he's trying to it's so much to like I
It
just
is.
don't it's no real science to it. It's really
It
no
ain't,
real
man.
science to this shit.
It really ain't, man. And it's almost like to me, and what I talk about is that you got to do like what fits you. Can you hear me?
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
you,
hear
you
you.
got to do what fits you and not look at what everybody else doing. You know what I'm saying? Like what may be good for one person, that may not work for you.
Right, right.
And
It
so
might not.
you gotta be able to understand that.
Yeah, I mean, D, look at these teachers. Like these teachers, right? Apparently, they are so lonely with their relationship that they're sleeping with the students now. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
that's been going on for a while.
I mean,
Yeah, that's been
can you
going
hear
on
me?
for eight. Yeah, I can hear
The,
you.
the,
That's been going on for a while, especially in
yeah,
Texas.
yeah, and even the workplace relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Those are happening. I mean, just
yeah. Like the
married.
work husband, work wives, and work husbands.
Yeah. Oh
That's a
man,
real thing.
that's a real thing, dude.
Yeah,
And
because
it's
you
been a
spend a
real. That's
lot.
been
You
a real
spend
thing
more
since I was
time
a
with your
young guy.
coworker than you do your own family.
Right, right. But yeah, right, because that's how it happens. You spend so much time at work with this person, you know what I'm saying? You spending more time with them than you are at home.
Right,
It's gonna eventually is gonna go that way. It's
right.
just gonna happen. But again, what do you do about that?
Yeah,
What do you do about that? You know what I'm
and
saying?
start off y'all eating lunch together, eat breakfast together, and or after happy hour after lunch, after work and
Right,
shit. Next
right,
thing you know, they bringing you lunch and shit.
Yeah, and
You
you know
bring
what,
little
D?
gifts and shit.
Yeah, and you know what, D? That's why when I see like these relationship gurus on YouTube, I laugh. I'm like, yo, they don't have. I saw one guy. He was asked a question like, what do I do if me and my wife relationship turned toxic? He said, leave. I said, bro, that is so low level.
That's crazy.
That's so low level.
Leave.
Like
Like, you just don't, man. See, that's what I'm saying, man. That's crazy.
yeah.
You
So
don't
that's
know
what I'm
what you're
saying.
talking
Like
about.
you really got to have experience in different relationships. Like I said, good or bad, to really be an expert and say, listen, like I'm not telling you what to do, but this worked for me. Because if you had that experience, if you dealt with certain things, then yeah, you could be considered. Some of these dudes barely been in real relationships, and for the
Yeah,
most part,
not only that, they selling a lot of those the dating coaches because because in the man because see a lot of those guys were like parallel to the manosphere that we used to talk about them all along. A lot of these guys selling they make money by selling courses and products and services. That's why they say that kind of shit because it's all a money. It's all it's all about getting money out of people, man. Telling the people crazy shit like that. They selling books, courses, live events. They
mhm,
do newsletter. They got all that kind of shit, man, that they be selling, man.
yeah. And
And
what they
that's why
won't
they
tell
say
you,
shit like that.
what they won't tell you is some of them toxic relationships be actually sometimes some in some cases be the best relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because then you get to really see the emotion that people really have for, like, the biggest threat to any man is when his woman don't care. She don't show no emotions, no nothing. She just like whatever, you know. But when that
So
woman,
yeah. So I see Trini guy asked me, so what do you do when our relationship turned toxic? Uh, my as a therapist, I would encourage you to go to therapy. I encourage people to go to therapy if it's that toxic. If you don't want to do therapy, I would encourage you to take a break from each other. Not saying you can't be communicative, but as far as you know, a big part of why it's so toxic because y'all don't know how to communicate with each other and
hmm
y'all not listening. So it may take some time where y'all need to take time from each other, still be in the same space, but not necessarily talk about uh, emotional evoking issues that cause each other to get mad, and work on yourself until y'all are able to communicate. Then you reconnect.
but here's the
Um,
thing: it's so many levels to that question. Because all right, if you say you in a toxic relationship, but there's kids involved, y'all married, you know what I'm
right.
saying? There's so many loose ends that have to be tied up where okay, you could leave, you could walk away, but you know it's not even it's going to affect more than you and your feelings. You
Yeah, if you
got
got
kids.
kids, then that's
You know what I'm
another
saying?
situation.
Y'all,
That
y'all, y'all, y'all got business ventures together. Y'all got, property. Yeah, it's just so much. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. It's too much. So you really got to figure out where you are on that toxic. I mean, is it a life or death toxic situation, or is it like you said? Is it just a lack of communication? You
right.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, but I'm just saying, giving a bland answer like just leave, like, dude, like, what are you
Yeah,
talking
you
about,
won't be
bro?
able to pay that divorce, them legal fees for that divorce.
Right. Like what do you mean just leave? Like we got kids together. We got a whole family. I'm so invested into this situation. I just can't walk away from it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just bad. And again, I'm not saying that every situation is the same because it's not. So
Mm-mm.
that's why if you're going to seek an expert opinion on that, you know what I'm saying? You got to come better than just leave, you know.
Leaving
And that's just my
leaving should
opinion.
not even be the first option. Leaving is, and even when you do leave, you can't just irresponsibly leave. You got to have planning that's involved in
Right,
leaving.
right. Now, if it's just like some little boyfriend, girlfriend, we dating and shit turned toxic. Y'all probably don't even live together. Yeah, that could be an option for that. You're still young, everything is still intact in your life. You really don't need to deal with this person. Yeah, of course. But
Yeah.
everybody's situation is so different. It's like I said, it's levels to even that right there.
Right, right, right. Yeah, man, there's all kind of levels to it, man. So Ghost, what you think about me pivoting back to this type of content, man?
No, I think it's great, man, because this is good. These are good topics. You know what I'm saying? These are good topics, and like I said, social media, the way social media, the social engineering of it all. I mean, I don't know if it's the red pill, pink pill. I don't even get into that content, dude. I gave it a shot. I really did. I gave it a shot. But that shit was so whack. I was like, man, like, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way.
Yeah, man, a
And
lot of it is crazy, man. I don't even fuck with it as much. Like even when I was doing it, man, I was like trolling a lot and shit because they were saying so much crazy ass shit. It was just hard for me to ignore, man. And what would get me, the reason why what would get me, man, is that the guys that was complaining, man, like when you talk to them about women in their life, man, they would have these sorry stories, man. Like,
right,
man,
right.
like I'm talking about, man, one dude, man, I'm talking about how they was easy licks for a lot of women. Like, man, women was taking their money. Man,
Hmm.
I had several guys, man. I had one guy, he lost over $500,000 in two divorces. Um, Another guy, and another issue that the child support, child custody shit, and that's some real shit. A lot of them dudes dealing with that kind of shit. Man, it'd be all kind of, but the main thing, man, it'll be dudes that, the girl took their money, she cheated on them, he loaned her the car, her other boyfriend wrecked the car, all kind of shit like that used to be the stories that led them to go to come on YouTube looking for how to deal with women, man. And they found that shit. I kid you not.
Yeah,
Um,
well, that's to hurt people. Like, they
Yeah,
got hurt
man,
in
a lot of them hurt,
relationships.
man. A lot of them been hurt bad, and I ain't talking about just. I'm talking about really, really hurt. I'm talking financially hurt, mentally. Like they went through some shit, man. It ain't no. She just hurt my feelings, and I'm nah, nigga. They went through some, like my life got fucked up type of thing, like, and I had to like, you know, depressed, come out of it. Like that's once I started seeing that shit. I started approaching the shit really different, man. And I kind of slowly, once I started doing the Umar shit, I slowly left it because it was the same shit over and over, man. Same stories, just new people with the same stories.
Yeah, well, again, a different perspective sometimes is needed. So you pivoting back to that content, it'd be a good thing because right now that market is saturated with just men hating women and women hating men.
Oh yeah,
There's really
it's a lot of
it,
that.
it's really no solution to that. No, no. Well, nobody's really offering many solutions that is realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
Yeah,
that when they got the young men, when they got the younger, like 30 and under men starting to, with these. I mean, I remember when at a point in time where a woman just had to be attractive, dude.
that's it.
She just
That's
got to be
it.
attractive. She just got to be pretty. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Now, she got to be pretty. She got to have education. She got to have a job. She got to listen. Like I said, at my age, yeah, maybe, but 20, early 20s, even late 20s, man, I'm open.
exactly.
I'm open to all possibilities because, you could probably take, a woman that's not educated or doesn't have a career and, like you said, build her up a little bit to what you want her to be. If you
Right.
want her to, if you say, listen, like, stay in the house and take care of the laundry, take care of this, take care of that. You never know. It all depends on what you're looking for. You know what I mean? But you got to keep your options open. You just can't say, "Oh, I want my woman to be, beautiful, cooks, cleans, has a good." Dude, you're not going to get a woman to cook, clean, and take care of all of the house duties. What you want, a slave? That's like asking for a slave. You're not going to get
Exactly.
that. You're not going to get that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
In this society, you're going to have to really make a choice. Do you want your woman to be a housewife, or shit, she got it. She even got to be. I even seen the dude say she got to be a gym rat. Oh shit! I think we lost D. Shit. But yeah, I mean, there's too many boxes that people asking to be checked in this society. And D going back to this content, I think it's going. I think it's going to hit. I think it's really going to hit as long as he stick to it. I mean, because he brings a different perspective. He's married. He's probably been in many relationships, good and bad. I don't know what he's doing right now, but oh, there you go. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good. There you go. There you go. I'm
Yeah,
sorry about that.
but yeah, I think you pivot into this type of content. It does just stick to it. That's all.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to change like I'm gonna talk about stuff with the sector and different things, but man, I gotta change this shit. This shit ain't like I'm tired of like we reverting back to circular ass shit, same stuff over and over and over. Man, I just like look this. Nah, I ain't about to do this again. Like, nah, I gotta go a different direction. Like seriously,
I mean, especially with all the bullshit that's coming with it. Like, I don't.
I know, man, it's too much, man. Like,
Yeah,
man, come on, man. Like, nah.
yeah, you
I,
just
I,
going
we need
into a
some new
deeper rabbit hole.
conversations. That's all what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Some new,
and ain't
some,
nothing wrong with it either. Ain't nothing wrong with it either, man. Like, cause yeah, I mean, this sector alone, there's married couples here, there's single people here, there's, yeah, I say do it, dude.
I feel you. I feel you.
I
Well,
say
man, I'm
do
about
it.
to go ahead and get out of here, man. Any last words before we wrap up?
No, man, I'm just looking forward to the content, man. I'm tapped in.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be dropping some things and stuff. I'm gonna do some live streams and just drop some uploads and stuff. And see where, and then I'm gonna get back into doing some interviews too, because a lot of people enjoyed those interviews I did. So I'm gonna try to get other women to come up and talk about their dating life, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Be safe.
All right, peace. All right, guys, I'm out. Spread the word. Coach D is back. I'm gonna do the dating game thing. I'm gonna do the dating, the dating thing or whatever. See where it goes. See what it do. Peace.